at the beach for a Sunday morning walk. Let me get away from the people. I can take off my mask. A lot of kids out swimming, folks out fishing. It's 8:30 in the morning and I'm already looking for shade. Man, it's hot out here. One of my favorite activities. Make them lean on a coconut tree. So anyway, we have been here in Boracay for a little bit over a week. And it's pretty good. We've been here on vacation many times. I've been here probably, I've lost track, 8 or 10 times at least. But it's all, I think my longest stay has been a week. You come spend, 4 days, 7 days, whatever, and then go back. So when we come here, we're on vacation mode. And I think I've mentioned my ideas on the difference between vacation mode and like expat mode when you're a resident. When I would come to the Philippines on vacation from the US, I would only have 2 weeks. I could save up for a year, but I could only get 2 weeks off work. So I'm here for 2 weeks. Actually a little bit under because you got flight days in there. It's 2 weeks off of work. And when you're only here for a short time, you're trying to cram all the fun you can into a very short period. You go here, go there, do this, do that, eat here, shop here. Basically, you're hemorrhaging money because you're having fun. It's vacation. It's not about budgeting. You save up for a year and you come blow your money. It's kind of like, I would take the kids to Orlando. Well, you're not going to go to Orlando for a week with the kids and not go to Disney. At least we're not. So on that, those Disney trips would be a lot of money. I would save up for a whole year and we'd blow, $2,000 or $3,000 in a week. But it was fun and we have good memories and I don't mind doing it. It breaks the bank, but such is life. And so when you come here on your vacation, Cebu, Manila, Subic, wherever you go, you're here just having fun for a week or two. So you blow a lot of money. When you move here, you start in that kind of, you're like, oh, I'm here and it's great. And when you first get here, people tend to spend a bit more than they should. And then eventually you have to balance the fun with the budget. So you kind of ease into expat mode. And it's like, you don't want to be a cheap Charlie, but you can't just throw money everywhere all the time. Coming here, we would go into vacation mode, sort of. We'd still have our bills in Iloilo, but we'd come here for a week and we didn't worry too much. We want to go out to eat, go out to eat. Don't have a kitchen at the hotel anyway, so you're going to go out to eat 3 meals a day. And so when we first got here, granted, our first 4 days we were at a hotel with no kitchen. So that first few days we were eating out every meal. Well, now we've been in the apartment about a week. Very first thing we got to the apartment, we went grocery shopping. We've been pretty good about eating at home. And I'm not doing that just to be a cheap Charlie. I'd rather eat at home. Just make a little pork chop and some veggies, I'm good. I'm real easy to feed. Going out, well, first, right now, nothing's open. So you'd be eating at Jollibee's or Andoc's every day if you're going fast food, or you're going to go to the hotels and restaurants which have some really high dollar stuff, and every meal is going to cost, for the two of us, an average meal at these restaurants, probably close to 1,000 pesos, so about 20 bucks for a meal. And I don't want to do that twice a day. Had a nice breakfast at the hotel. It was 350 pesos. $7 breakfast. It was not a $7 breakfast. It just cost $7. One pancake, one egg, couple strips of bacon. 350 pesos. So you don't want to do that all the time. So coming here, we did pretty good at staying in resident, expat mode. Last night was Saturday. We went out for a few drinks. We didn't eat anything because we just had lunch. We were going home for dinner, so we stopped at one of the bars. It has a live band. We had a couple drinks. I think we spent less than 500 pesos. She had one mango shake. I had 4 rum and cokes. Rum and cokes would buy one, take one, so I paid for 2, and that was the 2 I paid for was still cheaper than her mango shake. And the whole thing was less than 500, so it's under $10. 5 drinks under $10. Can't complain. Now, if we turn that into dinner, we would have ended up spending $20 or $30. And sometimes we do. I don't mind doing it. And like I said, I'm not like super cheap, but we have a budget. And we have done well here, just coming out to the beach and enjoying the day. Doesn't cost any money. It's not a bad scene. Okay, good. I hear the sawing over there, and I was concerned because there were some kids at this little boat, and I had not seen a grown-up show up, and I thought the kids might be sawing on the boat, but a grown-up showed up, so it's okay. Speaking of the beach, I guess I should get out of the shade and go to the beach. So the apartment turned out to be pretty cute. This is kind of another example of do as I say, not as I do. Shopping online for an apartment is usually a bad idea because online prices are aimed at OFWs and foreigners. But Melanie was on like one of the Facebook groups, it's a Boracay group, and found this apartment. We couldn't look at it in advance, so she had a friend that lives here as a cop, a schoolmate, went and looked at it for us, and he goes, yeah, it looks all right. It's very spacious. And so we took an apartment without ever actually seeing it. We saw pictures, but that's why the people, the owners, posted pictures online, and we don't always believe those because you can take really cute pictures of a crappy place. So when the cop came to look at it, he took pictures, and his pictures were not as cute because they weren't framed as well, but they were enough to see that it was actually pretty good. So we went ahead and took the apartment without ever actually seeing it, and we figured it's near the beach, how bad could it be? It's pretty good, so we did all right. I wouldn't recommend you doing that, but somehow it worked out for us. And yeah, this is 5 minutes, I think a 5-minute walk from the house, and there's a million kids out here. This is there's no tourists, so this beach is just full of locals, and they're having a ball. So we're out here, we come out playing, it's all good. We did have to buy a few things. The apartment was supposed to be, fully stocked as far as kitchenware and all that. But luckily we brought our own sheets. There were 2 sets of sheets included, but they were not sheets I would want to sleep on. Perhaps I'm picky. Melanie's like, oh, these are fine. And I'm like, get those things off, put them away, never show them to me again. Here's our sheets. We have some very nice sheets my sister sent from the US. I was like, yeah, let's use ours. But as far as the kitchen, there's one old, small, wore-out looking aluminum pot and one non-stick skillet. Actually a pretty good non-stick skillet. I give them that. It's a good one. But she wanted a saucepan, so we bought a saucepan. There's no rice cooker. Now, granted, you can cook rice in a saucepan, but she likes a rice cooker, so we went and found a small rice cooker. Rechargeable fan, which is good. We had power loss last night. Yeah, we've been here a week. That was our first brownout. It was off for 45 minutes, on for 15, off another 45, and then stayed on. Don't know how common they are here. It was our first of the week. Luckily, we have a rechargeable fan with light. We had to buy one here. We were going to bring one, but this is too much to carry. We're like, we have one at the house in Iloilo, and she's kind of wanted a second one. So when we got here, we bought a smaller second one. So when we take it back with us to Iloilo, we'll have two. Bought her a saucepan, rice cooker, the fan. I had to buy me a pillow, but it was cheap. It was like a 300 peso, $6 pillow. We didn't buy a whole lot. We ended up stocking the house. Cost us $200. Half of that was the stuff that I just mentioned, and then the other half was food, because we had no food at all. You know, salt, pepper, sugar, eggs, bread, butter, cheese, nothing. So we did pretty well. We didn't spend a lot getting it stocked up. We haven't gone out a whole lot, but we've gone out enough. Every couple of days we go out, have a nice meal, and we stay at home and eat. Mostly though, we come out running around here and then just go back home to eat, and that's fine. So we're doing well at budgeting and having fun. But as you can see, this beach is here, and this beach is free. Well, I mean, after you pay your airfare and bus fare and rent or hotel or whatever, the beach is free. You know what I mean. What's missing though is like all the paddleboard vendors, because there's no tourists, so there's no paddleboard vendors. I need to find somebody that's maybe selling one, or do a rental. Say, hey, let me rent that paddleboard for 3 months. Then I could just bring it out here and play. That's not a bad idea. There's a Sorry store selling a bicycle, and I was tempted to rent it for 3 months. Say, let me give you some money and then give you the bike back when I leave. We could work on this. See, there's a thought. But like I said, we're doing well. We're not in vacation mode. We're not just, hemorrhaging money, but we are still having fun, because there's no point in coming to a place like this and just stay in the apartment. That would, it'd be like going on vacation. So what did you do on your vacation? I sat in my budget apartment and didn't spend a dime. You may as well stay home. So you're not going to come here and do nothing. But a lot of what you can do here is pretty cheap. Yesterday was a cool event at one of the resorts, and it was a little market. Different residents were there. They had restaurants, craftspeople. Some of it was people selling food, either just individuals or restaurants doing food. Some of it was like crafty items. There was some Ati there doing some drums and dancing and had some crafts to sell. There were some people selling like garage sale stuff. I mean, it was kind of a mixed group, and it was really a lot of fun. And it's with a bunch of the locals and local expats. So I'm trying to get to meet some people and figure out who's here and what's going on. That was kind of neat. So things are really going well. We're digging it. We're having a good time. And I'm going to go back on my walk. I'll have to put on my mask.
Enjoy your day in paradise.